Hey, Crystal Maiden here.
It's a space transporter. The destination has been set to Ark. Wasn't that space colony shut down over 50 years ago?
So did Gunn tell her that?
What's he doing up there anyway? Doesn't matter. It's my mission to find out what he's up to.
I love the performance of that line.
So this is the space colony Ark. I have to locate the central control room that Shadow mentioned before he left.
So this is Lost Colony. And I love the theme that plays here. Like, I love the build-up that it has. It starts out all quiet and atmospheric, and then it has this guitar theme that really makes it... And the instrument besides the guitar, which kind of sounds like a choir, I guess. Like, I just like this theme, but it's yet another theme that is best suited to actually playing the game and not hearing it out of context. Unfortunately, this is yet another level where it starts out dark and you have to destroy things in the level in order to make it brighter, and only temporarily. And again, it gets so much better once you get the hover. It's easy to overestimate how short your jump is. Like, it's easy to forget how short your jump is, and then you jump into the green acid. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that the acid is an insta-kill like the quicksand. Doesn't really make much sense, though. And I just hate that. It's like, I defeated that enemy, and it only lit up the room for an extremely brief moment before it immediately went dark again. So what was the point of that? This is easily the darkest room in the game. Bullshit. It's so easy for those projectiles to come out of nowhere and hit you. That is a dick move. It's like you're trapped in a cutscene, and so there's no possible way to avoid being hit by the explosives. I don't really mind this level too much. I mean, there are some dickish enemy placement, and I really hate the exploding capsule things that the horrible targeting system can easily target. And I guess you do have some control over what you target, because you move a laser left to right. But the thing is, the laser moves across the screen so extremely quickly that it feels uncontrollable sometimes. Like, you can sort of aim it to the left or right, but a lot of the times it'll aim at something that you don't want it to. It's kind of luck-based whether you manage to hit Almachow as a mech or not. Like, you can fire randomly in his direction, but you won't always hit him. It's like, the targeting system already insists on targeting harmless stuff like security cameras and the yellow projectiles that the enemies shoot out at you. They might as well let you target Almachow too. So, the mech that Eggman is walking around in is called the Egg Walker, which you may recognize because it was the boss that Tails fought at the end of his story in SA1. I don't really know how to feel about them reusing a name that they already used. I mean, it makes sense for Eggman's mech here, but it also made sense for Tails' final boss because, well, its whole point was the legs that it stomped the ground with. And I kind of like these sections of the mech levels where you're just trapped still, so you can just spin around in place and target a whole bunch of enemies. But the problem is that if you hold down the B button for too long, then you're cheated out of all the points you could have accumulated from targeting, because the laser will suddenly disappear. And so you think that it'll be easy to get a perfect combo bonus every time by getting 11 enemies targeted at once every time. But you really can't, because the laser keeps on disappearing on you. And so ultimately, those sections of mech levels are just a waste of time. You're just standing around waiting. There's nothing you can do other than attack enemies to build up points. Maybe the enemies can attack you if you don't destroy them. That enemy that I just killed is one of the enemies in the game that you can target multiple times at once in order to get multiple points at once. Which is good, I like that. But it dies in one hit anyways.
That was too close.
I think you have to target the center part of it and only then it dies or something. I love this cutscene. This has the perfect atmosphere for a villain like Shadow. And what he's
I've been
doing.
Waiting for you, Doctor. Now, I will show the glorious achievement of what the world's leading scientist, Professor Gerald, has created. The Ark was the first space colony created by mankind. Not many people know that the Ark contained a top-secret research facility where weapons of mass destruction were being created. This is one of them, a weapon capable of destroying an entire planet, codenamed the Eclipse Cannon.
Destroying an entire planet.
I love this. The music and the way that Shadow is acting.
It's been deactivated for some time now. To reactivate it,
That smirk and the creepy music.
large amounts of energy are necessary.
And this you're seeing, the visual effect. The constant spinning around of the stuff below that cannon thing.
So that's why we needed the Chaos Emerald.
This cutscene has a perfect
Exactly.
atmosphere.
To reactivate the machine, we need the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Once you have that, then you have the ultimate power of destruction to use as you please. And then, the world could be yours.
I love his performance in this. He has the perfect atmosphere, the perfect performance and lines for a villain. I miss Shadow so much as a villain.
Do you really think it will be that easy?
Why does she say that when she's trying to get on their side? And she sounds like a hero trying to stop them.
I've got a great idea. How about making a deal?
I love that performance. She sounds so condescending.
When you grabbed that huge emerald, you said something about a reaction. A reaction that it may have with the Master Emerald. Now, if you could just let me borrow that radar, I may be able to help you.
I love that. That performance.
I have an idea where the other Chaos Emeralds may be. I may not look like it, but you know that I am a treasure hunter that specializes in all kinds of jewels.
I love that performance too. And again, this doesn't make much sense because she was able to sense the emerald shards in her first level.
I'm Rouge the Bat, but you can call me Rouge.
And see, she flies here too. She doesn't just glide. So why can't we fly like that in the game? Well, Charmy was kind of boring to play Knuckles Chaotix.
Idea of a vacation. How can you be sure your intelligence reports are correct? Why would the Chaos Emeralds be here on the island? Are you absolutely sure?
Well, believe what you want to believe.
Very well.
I love that performance.
Let's discuss how we are going to do this. I will go in first and distract the military troops, allowing you to sneak in the base without being detected. Then, Shadow will...
I like the music that plays here.
Where he will set the timer on these dynamite packs. Once that is in place, we will blow up the whole island and get away before anyone has a chance to know what hit them.
I love how ecstatic he is about blowing up the island. He really is a terrorist, isn't he? That's basically what Eggman is.
Treasure hunter is yourself, isn't it, that girl?
I love the way he talks to her and that reaction.
We have 30 minutes to pull this mission off, and we only get one try, so don't fail me.
But this is such a great cutscene for establishing a plan between the villains. It's so well choreographed. So this is Weapons Bed, and this is a lot of people's favorite, well, I guess second favorite mech level. Because it's so easy to get perfect combo bonuses here. A lot of people might be wondering why they don't get an A rank. But the problem with the combo is that you target only up to 11 of them. to get a perfect bonus. If you target a lot more than 11, like say 14, then you get the exact same amount of score that you would have if you targeted 11. So you get cheated out of points. Like, I got a cool there, and the problem is that it's very easy to target more than 11 by accident, because it targets things so fast one after the other, which in this specific case you don't want. And again, it's hard to control what the laser decides to target. And it's easy to get an A rank here, but I don't see why that makes the level good. There's still a lot of dickish enemy placement. There's still a lot of instances where the planes will drop explosions from above and you can walk into them. Lots of walking down narrow pathways like in Metal Harbor, which kind of emphasizes how slow the mechs are compared to Sonic. I'm really glad that I have the hover now, though. It's a good way to catch yourself when you screw up a platforming and stuff. And for once I'm glad that you have those iron containers to destroy first, because otherwise I would have just jumped ahead immediately and then got knocked into the water by the dickishly placed enemy. Oh, really, Amachow? Really? You know, I think I could have figured out that I need to hover over there myself. But yeah, the main problem I have with this level is that there's too many instances where the enemies can easily, you're going through narrow areas, except in wide open areas like this, and they can easily knock you into the water. I guess I like the theme, but it's kind of forgettable. Like, I like trying to destroy as many of these deactivated robots as possible and get as high a score as I can in a fun arcade sense, but it's pointless. I don't care about getting a high rank. If that's really the only appeal to a level, that's extremely bare bones and inexcusable. It should be fun all by itself, you know? I mean, I guess it's bullshit. And again, I hate that it's so easy to target the yellow projectiles it shoots out by accident, especially since it shot out 3 of them at once. So imagine how easy it would have been to accidentally shoot them instead, unless you're standing a little to the left or right of it. This level is kind of annoying. If the game's disc is inserted into a PC, you'll actually find a bunch of wallpapers, just like with SA1's disc. And that includes a wallpaper of Shadow, a wallpaper of Sonic, and a wallpaper of Chow, along with text files listing the same games that Sonic Adventure 1 did when you put it into a PC, with the notable addition of Sonic Adventure International and Sonic Adventure 2 The Trial, whatever that is. That's kind of confusing. Like, why are they including the demo version of Sonic Adventure 2 in a list of main Sonic game titles? And why are they including the international version of Sonic Adventure, but not the other international version of the other games? It's kind of confusing. And, you know, I never really agreed with the whole main Sonic game idea. Like, it implies that the spin-offs, I mean, I guess, well, the spin-offs, I guess, aren't canon. You could make the argument for that, especially with Sonic Drift games, because their plot makes no sense. Like, why would they be go-karting? I mean, I guess they could be doing it for fun, but why would Eggman be doing that and not to try and take over the world? But when you get to the handheld titles, and people completely dismiss them as non-canon, and when you get to Game Gear titles that are 2D, even though they should by all rights be considered main titles, because at that point in the franchise, the 2D games were the main ones. So, when someone says, oh, it's not a main Sonic title, I'm just gonna forget all about it and not talk about it. That just kinda irks me.
Okay, everyone ready? Shadow Rouge, on with the show!
Oh, Sonic! I thought I'd never see you again. I'm so glad you made it.
How do you not notice that that's not Sonic?
Who are you?
Does Shadow smell like Sonic? I mean, I guess it would make sense since he has all the same abilities as him. Amy's performance of that scream was kind of melodramatic, and it wasn't nearly as humorous as when Rouge did in her first cutscene. But yeah, how did she mistake Shadow for Sonic? Sure, he's a hedgehog too, but he doesn't even have the same hairstyle as him. He looks more like Super Sonic, if anything. Because the person who created him based him off a mural of Super Sonic in Angel Island, which is pretty interesting. But he doesn't even have the same color as Sonic. The only explanation I could think of is that she was running towards Shadow with her eyes closed, and she detected his scent and mistook that for Sonic's scent. Because, you know, she's a hedgehog, so she would have a better sense of smell. But other than that, it just makes no sense that anyone would mistake Shadow for Sonic. Unless it was a huge cover-up by Gun because they didn't want the truth about Shadow getting out. And plus, they would have a pretty good reason to imprison Sonic to give him a motivation to go after Shadow on its own. If they told him to go after Shadow, then he would want to know why, and they'd have to explain their history with Shadow, which Sonic would not be too happy with them about. But I don't know, that's just me. It makes a lot more sense than most people genuinely believing that Sonic turned evil. I mean, I guess it would make sense that Sonic maybe dyed his hair and changed his hairstyle, and so people would think that Shadow is an evil makeover of Sonic, but that still doesn't make much sense. And there's no way that Gun thinks that Shadow is Sonic when Gun very clearly knows Shadow. So, anyway, see you in the next part.